Hello, my name is Evan. We're going to make Chicago-style deep dish pizza. It's a basic pizza. We're going to do it a little non-traditional because we're going to have 2 layers. I'm going to show what we have real fast. I have my assistant, Gia, here. She's helping out with the camera. My wife and assistant. So we have sausage. We have pepperoni and onions. Green pepper and garlic. Mozzarella cheese, some diced tomatoes with some tomato sauce, and there's the dough that we'll be using. It's basic dough, and that's the pan. A little bit of Italian seasoning as well. So we're going to go ahead and get started here. First thing, I had the pan greased with just regular non-stick spray. You put that on. The first layer. This guy. So what we want to do is we want to make sure that the dough gets evenly distributed on the pan, and we can deal with the excess later, but right now I'm just going to try to spread the dough out as much as I can. So as you can see, there's some excess on the side. We'll deal with that later. Put a little bit of sauce on there, not so much, just enough. And these are just diced tomatoes, a little bit of tomato sauce. You can season them up. These are pretty plain. I didn't put too much on them, but I tasted them. They came a little seasoned from the store, so I think it'll work just fine. We got the tomatoes, and we're going to go with the mozzarella cheese. We don't want to put too much because we're doing a double-decker. It's a double-decker deep dish. That looks good. Next is the sausage. First layer of sausage. I'm going to try to get this out on the first try. Good. You just spread that out a little bit. I'll just put a little extra sauce on top just for good luck. A little bit of Italian seasoning. And then here's the double-decker piece of it. This also kind of goes on top. This looks like Justin Wolf. Spread that out a little bit. What we want to do there is, before we do anything else, is poke some holes on the top so the steam can get out and it doesn't get too bubbly. So we got that. I'm going to go with a little bit more sauce. These are just, like I said earlier, they're the diced tomatoes with a little bit of tomato sauce. You can season with garlic, as I will be doing here. I could have put garlic underneath as well, but chose to just do some on top. Looks like a lot of garlic, but it really isn't when the pizza's ready. So from there we can go ahead and add a little bit of cheese. Not so much, because we're going to be putting sausage and then we're going to be putting the rest of the remaining ingredients. So we got more sausage coming up here. And then spread that out like we did at the bottom. This is definitely a meat lover's pizza because we got a lot of sausage. And then we'll go ahead and finish the remainder of the toppings. So from here we can add the green peppers. If you don't like green peppers, you don't have to add them. You can add your own vegetables. Used eggplant, zucchini, just about anything you want. With the meat, you can substitute it with Canadian bacon, turkey, whatever you want. Got onions next. A little bit of onions. Not so much, just enough. And we're going to keep going with the cheese. And you don't have to do this, but I always like to put a little extra sauce on top just to make sure everything evens out. So we already put sauce on the bottom, put sauce on the second layer. I'll always throw a little bit of sauce on top of that cheese. Because after this, we're putting on the pepperoni on the very top, so a little bit of that. We got a stack of pepperoni here. Let's lay this down. This is just regular store-bought pepperoni. I think we got it at the Jewel. Nothing special. Just about ready. I'm just going to throw a little extra cheese on there. Again, this is, depending on your taste, you can throw more or less what I've done. But that's how I make it. And then with the sides, so we got the sides, we got the second layer there, we got the top layer. What I like to do is I just like to roll it. You're just going to go around, all the way around. If you got excess, you can pull it off. I mean, it's nothing too. You can pull a little of that off. Kind of go along. It's not like we're cooking for a 5-star restaurant here. It's just me and myself. I make homemade pizza from time to time, and I'll just keep going around and around until I think it looks good. Because once you put this in the oven, the dough is going to rise. So whatever I have on the side here is going to turn into like a nice little Italian roll. So it'll fill up. You can actually put cheese inside there. Pizza Hut does that with their cheese-filled crust. So I'm just going to tighten that up. Because eventually that'll rise, and that's going to be the sides to our pizza. Dropped an onion there. No worries, because that will go in the sink. Wash my hands. We got a pizza here. Looks pretty good. We're going to throw this in the oven, 350 degrees. It'll be ready in about 45 minutes. Make sure you cook it enough because you have a lot of meat on the bottom. You have the extra piece of crust that we threw in the middle, and then we got the meat on top. So you want to make sure that you cook it enough. If anything, you cook it long enough to where the outside is nice and brown. If it gets a little too brown, you just throw a nice piece of aluminum foil on the outside to keep it from browning too much. And that's about it. Take a look at this pizza. We spent about $5 on ingredients, and we're going to have a really nice pizza later. That's it. Gia and myself. Thank you. And there's Gia.
Thanks.
Thanks, everybody.